Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of NoSkillCraft. I've got a pretty good one lined up here. It's an idea actually I just came up with like 20 minutes ago. Oh, it's nighttime, I should probably sleep. 20 minutes ago I decided what I was going to be doing. But you know, it's okay. I'm recording this days before it's actually going to be released. Today's Thursday. This episode is going to be out on Monday. It's actually probably going to take me a couple days to put together because I'm gonna design something as I go. Well, design a few things as I go. First, I think I'm going to do a little tour of some things I've been building off camera. First, I built this little, I don't know, watchtower. I wanted to build something relatively circular-ish because I never built a circle in Minecraft before. So I built myself a little watchtower. I can look out over places in the distance and see things. Get down. Oh. If I go over here, gotta use the jump boost. Beacon. Go up on here. This sketchy one wide place that goes up. I also built kind of a shaped place, I guess, to store my beacon in. So it has its own little cool house up here on the hill. I don't know. It looks kind of neat. I just was in a building mood, so I built a few things. And then if I go and I jump and fly into my nether portal, I built a staircase that goes down into the main part of the nether. Oh, here we go. Oh, and here. We'll run in here. And oh, look at this. Look at sea lanterns for days, and I've given each of the other NoSkillers like 10 stacks. Probably not quite that many, but a lot. And then there's just this staircase that it goes all the way down into the main part of the nether. But this has nothing to do with what I'm going to build today. It almost was. I was kind of leaning towards maybe Wither Skeleton or Blaze Farm, since I wanted to do something kind of fun and relatively easy, but I decided to scrap all that. I'm going to do something different, something I've never done before. And that's because I learned today that charged creepers will cause things to drop mob heads. Who knew? Well, probably lots of people. Not me. I sure didn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a charged creeper farm, which is going to have a creeper only spawner, or only creepers will spawn in there, and then they'll put in these little pods, and then they'll get hit by lightning and turn into charged creepers, and then I will use them to blow up other mobs and get their tasty heads. That's the plan. I need to find a place to build it, and then I need to think about exactly how I'm going to build these things. I have rough ideas. I'm not going to use any particular tutorial. I kind of understand the mechanics of how all of this works. So I'm just going to kind of spitball it and put it together as I go. So let me get some materials together, find a spot, and we'll go. Alright, so I've chosen an area. I built a portal here. Basically the portal's it's up higher because I want to be able to bring mobs through the portal and then drop them into the system right about here, which will join up somewhere like down there with the other system, and that's where you'll blow up the charged creeper and get the head from the other mob. And then this wide open area here, this will be the charged creeper, like I got cells, I guess I would call them, places where I'm going to store creepers to get hit by lightning. There'll be some kind of AFK box around here somewhere too, just because I'll need to hang around and wait for them to all get hit by lightning. And then back that way, I'm going to build a little creeper only mob farm. It doesn't have to be huge. It's just going to be small enough to spawn a couple of creepers when I want them. I'll have lights inside of it that I can turn on and on, or on and off, I guess, just so I can get creepers when I want them and not get them when I don't. And yeah, it's a pretty good spot, I believe. Plus it's right here by all these sweet trees that I can come and harvest when I want this dark oak. So it's not a bad spot overall, and it's already linked up in here to my little secondary nether hub. And I'm not going to tell anyone what I'm doing yet. In fact, I should go down here and post some do not enter signs. This is a top secret project until well, until either it's done or this episode goes live. I imagine this episode will go live after it's done. This episode should be the whole thing, so I'm going to not do a whole lot of clips of the building process. I'm just going to kind of highlight it. Top secret, do not enter. So yeah, let me get a little bit of this structure underway, and then I will do some clips of bits of it just so I can get an idea of what I'm building. But it's going to be a lot of repetition. There's going to be a lot of cells that are exactly the same. So let me get a little bit of the framework in, and we'll see what I got going on. Alright, so this is my basic cell design I'm going with here. As far as I know, lightning can hit up to like 3 blocks in any direction. So this should be it, and I believe it sets fires. If it can set fires, then it should be able to set this netherrack on fire, and it should theoretically keep burning, and then I'd be able to know if someone got hit by lightning, I hope. Then I don't have to run around underneath and check. That's what I'm hoping for. I guess we'll have to see. I don't know if lightning necessarily will set netherrack on fire. I know I can do it with flint and steel, so I don't see why lightning can't. And then they'll land on this little block, and they'll stand there, and then I will flip this lever and they'll fall down, and in here I'll have water that just pushes them down to that general area down here. Oh, I didn't pick up my little dye bits. And then over here is where I'll meet up with whatever mob I toss in here, skeletons and whatnot. Probably more creepers, because I'm gonna get a whole bunch of heads and we're gonna have some fun with those. So yeah, this is the general idea. I'm thinking I'll do like, I don't know, 4x3 grid. Should be like 12 creepers. Should be all right. I don't need a crazy amount of these to go. We'll see how good that does, and then I can always expand it as needed. So let me construct some more of these cells and see how she goes. Alright, quick little progress update here. I got the first 4 cells in. You just jump up on the top here. This is obviously a temporary ladder. I'll incorporate something into the design once I have all 3 rows in, but yeah, all of them are in there. They're just going to drop in on those little platforms. I realize I'm going to need wooden trapdoors, which I think I have some in my redstone bits shulker box. I'll have to check. But I'm going to need to use trapdoors to trick them into falling in or something like that. I think that's probably the easiest way to trick them. But things are coming along. Ooh, ow. Yeah, I have my electron. I wonder why it didn't trigger there. But things are coming along nicely. Soon I'll have all them in, so let me do that. Alright, another little progress update here. I got all 12 of the cells in. So we are getting pretty well along in this project here. Oh, I still need to put trapdoors on. So I'm going to do that. The next bit I'm going to do is we're going to build a section here on the end that's going to combine all 3 of the lines and bring them into where they'll meet up with the mob, which will be used to blow their untimely end. I needed trapdoors. I'm trying to figure out why I came back to my chest while I talked. So yes, it's going to be basically the same kind of idea as this part. There's just going to be more of these little chambers filled with water with sea lanterns for light, because that will keep mobs from spawning around on the outsides underneath this platform where there's going to be 0 light, because I do not want a bunch of like mobs spawning around it, because that would be not a good thing at all. So let me get these trapdoors in place and get set up here and get the next part done. Oh fuck, I just fucked all those up. Look at that. Alright, let me get this part done. Alright, so I've got the part where we're going to lead the mobs in. They'll drop down in there, and they will get pushed along here, where they will meet up in this general spot with the creeper, which is going to be there. You light him on fire, he blows up, and you should be able to pick up the stuff out of this chest. That is the plan. We'll see if it actually works. Like I said, I only learned that this was even a thing today, and I'm just kind of spitballing this design as I go. Now, the next part I need to do is obviously the creeper only farm itself, which I'm going to build at the other side of these platforms. Now, I've done some digging on designs for that because it's kind of weird, and El Mango has a pretty cool design that uses some pistons and stuff that I'm going to adopt part of. I will link his in the description. It's pretty much the only actual tutorial I'm using any real bits of. I'm making this whole part up as I kind of go. I'm sure I'm not like the inventor of this design because it's pretty much exactly the way it would work. So I'm sure there's like 1,000 of these. So I'm not like claiming I own this design or anything, but you know, I spitballed it. I'm pretty proud of it. Now I just need to make myself the creeper only farm at the end of this without a killing platform, and I want to have lights in it that I can turn it on and off, so that way I can turn it on, get a bunch of creepers, fill this thing up, and hopefully be able to get some charged creepers before long. So let me get the creeper farm built. Alright, so this is the basic design of what the creeper only farm is going to be. It's only going to be this long. I think I'm going to do 2 layers up, and obviously there'll be a roof on it with some redstone lamps in it so I can turn the whole thing on and off. But basically a creeper will spawn here because it's the only thing that can fit inside of that size, and then it gets pushed off. And I think actually if I do this, oh shitty, and then move this in one, get out of there string. This might actually be a better system if I do this. Yeah, I think that will work a little better, and then I don't have to jut this out on the side. Excellent. I think that's what I'm going to do. So let me get the rest of this little creeper farm built up, and we'll see how she looks at the end. I do believe that there's a creeper inside the creeper farm. I believe there's one in there now. I watched it spawn on my camera account. I was getting a little worried. It's taking a while. I think it's because there's a bunch of people on right now. I'm using up the mob cap, but I finally had one in there. So if I run over here and I punch this out, oh yeah, there's one right there. Look at that. He's going to come and he's going to get trapped there. And I'm going to temporarily do this, so that way he will walk directly into there. And I just go, oop, come on, oh yeah, and I'll close that up, and he's stuck in there. Ha! And I'll remove this when I'm all done. And I close that again. Yep, alright, perfect. So, the creeper farm works. I got him trapped in there. I need to build an AFK box over here, right where basically where that pillar was before. And I think I need a way to like push multiple pistons over to close this as well. So that way, separate from this circuit though, so I can close this and block it off so there's no light in there. So I got a few more little things I gotta play around with, but I got a creeper in there. Oh, I need to name tag him. Oh, I didn't bring any name tags. Oh no, this is bad. I think, oh no, Mr. Creeper, you're gonna despawn on me because I was an idiot and didn't bring any fucking goddamn name tags. Ah, moron, I'm such a moron. Damn it. Quick little update here. If I go ahead and open this trapdoor and look down, creepy's down there. Look at that. I got one in here, so I just need to fill the other pods up. I'm blocking this off to kill all the light and then using my camera account to see inside because it's a lot easier, and yeah, it's pretty great. So I'm going to spend the next little bit getting creepers inside all of these, and then I'm going to break all the trap doors so that way they can get hit by lightning. Then I'm going to AFK in that box overnight and hopefully come back and find some charged creepers in here. So let us see what we get. Alright, let's try this again. Just recorded this clip about 10 minutes ago, and then I happened to notice that my camera count was the one that was visible, and checked the clip, and sure enough, yeah, camera count. So it's basically me talking for 3 minutes while the camera count looks straight down there. There's a reason it's looking straight down there. I'll get that into a second. But first of all, yeah, this is the next day. like almost 11 o'clock the next night. I've worked, I've eaten supper, I've gone out and I've done a few things, and I just finished getting all these guys in here. There's been some mishaps. Some creepers may have blown up a few of these cells. I may have fallen inside of a cell with a creeper inside of it already. You know, that may have been my 13th death. There may have been some craziness like that. This farm, not very efficient. Not because Ilmango's design is inefficient. I made one critical mistake. These platforms are actually too wide. He uses like cobble fences on that second block that's underneath the tripwire hooks. So I've got some spiders that spawn in there. It's not too big a deal. I'm not overly concerned about it, but it's also low to the ground. The area is not conditioned for a mob farm, so it's got some inefficiencies, that's for sure. If I pillar way up in the sky, it tends to work better. So I've just been like busting a hole in the roof of my AFK box and pillaring way the hell up, making them spawn. That's how I got this all filled. And yeah, it's not very big. And watching the lightning strikes, there's been like 2 or 3 lightning strike storms, like thunderstorms, while I was working today. I just had this up in the background while I was working, and I only saw 2 lightning strikes around here. One lit a tree over there on fire, and one was over in the field over there. So this probably needs to get expanded at some point. I'm definitely not going to meet that goal I talked about earlier of getting a whole bunch of creeper heads before the end of the weekend. Not going to happen. I've even told a few of the NoSkillers this thing exists because I realized it's not in the cards. I'm not going to surprise everyone with a bunch of creeper heads. But one thing I did do, if I run over here, is I've trapped this zombie. This zombie is ready to be exploded by the first one I actually do get. So I'm gonna be doing some AFKing here, you know, regularly. I don't imagine that we'll be talking to this farm again for a while. I imagine there'll be a clip pop up one day when I'm just all super excited that I finally get a charge creeper out of it, and then I'll talk about how big I've made it to that point, how long it's taken to actually get a charge creeper out of it, things like that. But yeah, for now I'm gonna call this project temporarily done. Temporarily done with no benefits yet. So I'll be AFKing here periodically, like I said. But for now, it's on to other things. But I think that's for the next episode. I think for now I'm gonna call this episode complete. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and mash that like button. If you really enjoyed it, go ahead and subscribe because we got some good things coming up. We're gonna be PvPing this weekend. There's gonna be a PvP night. We've already arranged it. So I imagine the next episode that comes out on Wednesday, this episode here is Monday's episode, and then Wednesday's episode is going to be PvP goodness. So you'll definitely want to make sure you check that out. So yeah, that's it for me. I'm out of here.